There's something I want to get off my chest, and it's about that summer when you went away to community college. I got an offer to do Playgirl magazine, and I did it. I did a full spread for Playgirl magazine. I mean spread, man. I pulled my butt apart and stuff, and I was totally nude, and it was weird. I mean, you probably didn't hear about it because I went under the name of Mike Honcho.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
What is up, 2A family? It is Matt from Whiskey and Windage. I'm going to be your host today. I'm joined by my co-hosts Adam and Mike. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Man, just feeling good, feeling blessed, and excited for the show.
Hell yeah, Mike.
Dude, I'm excited to do a follow-up with the guest. It's going to be a great one, and then talk about what's going on in the future, man. It's going to be awesome.
Boom! I'm excited. We have a great show lined up today. We have a two-time guest to the show, Mr. Jason McCrary, the male gun bunny himself. You guys have seen him all over Instagram, all over Facebook, all over Combat Iron Apparel. This man is everywhere right now. He just finished up his big event with his partners Landon and Joseph Duke, the Southeast Range Day. So he's going to be on the show, telling us how that went, telling us how his journey just as Jason McCrary's going. So we're real excited for that.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, this is kind of like a thing we're doing now. I mean, Pew Party, we did a thing with Pew Party, then we did a recap. Now Southeast, we had them on, and now we're doing a recap. So maybe this is a trend for us. Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a trend. I'm not real sure, Cotton. But what I can say about it is it's just good to hear because I wasn't able to attend it. You weren't able to attend it. And so, like, it's still early enough that I've seen a little media coming out, but I haven't seen all the media.
Yeah.
And I want to hear firsthand. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Like, hey, in your opinion, you helped put this on. What's your thoughts? How did it go?
Yeah,
exactly.
So I think it's a real cool perspective to get.
And we'll be one of the first. I think we'll be one of the first, actually. So.
Hell yeah. Well, man, let's go ahead and get down to it. Y'all ready?
Let's get to it, boys. Let's go.
Let's go.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
All right, guys, I want to welcome back for his second time on Whiskey and Windage, Jason McCrary, the one and only, the Gun Bunny of 2024. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, boys. Thanks.
Dude.
Hey, thanks for having me again, man. Seriously. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, like, seriously, I'll say it. We just said it offline. Like, bro, you're freaking everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I think, thank you. I think.
Well, I don't know either. I'm kind of tore up too. I'm like, can I not just scroll one time and not see somebody I don't like? I'm just like, man, I know everybody. Like,
the man candy is everywhere, bro. His man candy is everywhere. I love it.
Killing it though.
Y'all got me blushing over here, boys.
That's what I love though. You own it and you're doing it, and it's showing. Like, you're blowing up right now.
I appreciate that, man. I truly do. I appreciate that.
But Jason, man, I'm sorry we couldn't be there, but we had a lot of friends that were there. I know that we had the 2A boys that we talked. I talked to Keith. I know Mike talked to Keith. I know Jeff from Sub Second was there. Somebody I talked to. So I know you had a lot of people there that said it was an amazing event. I watched all the content. Brent Tucker was there. But God, like, from your perspective, man, let's talk about Southeast Range Day, how it went.
Oh, so to kind of walk you through the progression of the whole event. So there was definitely a void to be filled as far as large events, training events in the Southeast. I've been doing a ton of training over the past couple of years, events like ORD, things like that. And I really like the community vibe and both the training that we were able to get over the weekend. So myself, Landon, and Joseph all came together and decided to put on Southeast Range Day, hosted at the Arena Training Facility in Blakely, Georgia. Man, it was leading up to it. There was a shit ton of stress, just to be honest. I'd never done anything exactly like that. I'd coached wrestling before, so I'd hosted tournaments, so it was kind of like the same thing, but also completely different as far as like sponsors, registration, sign up and all that. I mean, just to be completely blunt, there were talks as we were, a couple months out, whether or not we were going to have enough attendees to make it work. But I don't know. I just had this sense, and I had this feeling that it was going to be enough. Whatever happened, it was going to be enough. We were going to be able to make it work. And surely, when we first started talking about this, we were just like, we don't want to lose any money. We just want to break even. And that is essentially what we did. As far as like the monetary value of what the return was. Now, I really feel like overall that we put on a great event and really spoiled everyone that was there. To speak to the attendees, they all got ammo from Black Sheep Ammo. They all got an event t-shirt, which I'm rocking right now. They got event magazine, event patches. They got goon tape. They had free sunglasses from Vortex, which were like $150 value. Nice. As many events as I'd been to, I don't think any attendee has ever been spoiled like that. And then for the instructors as well, which I thought was super cool that we did, and for the assistant instructors as well. On top of paying them their cash, we also got them Pelican cases with bourbon in them as well. Those were sponsored by 2A Bourbon. So that was just super cool.
I'm drinking right
really
now.
Get back to those guys.
Hell yeah.
So kind of walking through the weekend, so I drove down. I live just above Atlanta, and it's located down in Blakely for a really good area for kind of like a southeast type event. It's about 30 minutes from Alabama and about an hour north of Florida. So I drove down and I had my dog Rooster with me. I made sure to bring his kennel, and somewhere along the route, I don't know how, but the wire kennel flew out.
Oh, no.
So I got down there and I go looking for this kennel, and I've got Rooster, and I'm trying to get people registered, and I'm just like, oh shit, what the hell? So I find the closest Walmart, and it's like 45 minutes away, and I'm like, I do not need this side quest right now. So Chip Morrison, my classmate from the Citadel, who also took the photos for the event, was with me. And we go pulling out, we'd get on the main highway, and I just remember thinking, and I put my hands up, and I was just like, Lord, just please let this weekend go well. Just please let this weekend go well. I was like, I don't care what else happens, just let this weekend go well. Unfortunately, me losing the kennel was kind of the low spot of the weekend.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So we got kicked off Saturday morning. There was a little bit of weather. But really, as soon as we started shooting, man, it dried up pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
It was a little muddy at times, but what I will say about the arena, absolutely incredible facilities. I think it's about 2,200 acres. There is about 8 different ranges, unknown distance range. There's a covered shoot house. There's 2 200-yard rifle ranges with various cover and concealment places. It is just a great facility. On top of that, they have a lodge there that kind of allowed us to, kind of be our central staging area, and really supplied us with everything that we needed for the weekend. Overall, I really can't say enough good things about Eddie Nolan and his staff there at the arena training facility. Those guys were freaking excellent.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, man. So I have to ask, since you talked about the cabins, I know people were staying there, and I have to make sure that this happened. Did Duke fulfill the teardrop trailers?
Trailer?
Did Duke?
No, he ended up. But I'm glad you brought the
teardrop round too.
He ended up being on the other side of the campus. But I didn't really expect it at the time, but the cabins really added to the vibe of the whole event. So the arena, I think, has like 36 cabins, so it can sleep like up to like 75 people.
Okay.
So it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so we made sure to cater all the meals. So it ended up kind of being like a boys' camp away, and we were just, during the day, we were shooting guns, and then at night we were smoking cigars and drinking bourbon and shooting the shit.
Hell yeah.
You know, no one really kind of had the need to go anywhere else. It was just kind of like summer camp with guns. It was awesome. It was a vibe, man. It was a lot of fun. I really didn't kind of see the cabins working that way, but it really, again, kind of really created this community spirit, like I said, where everyone was staying around and hanging out and just being boys after they were done shooting.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. And then I know the trainers out there, you had a lot of good classes, and from people that I talked to, like after the classes, these guys were still like training people on the side, giving tips. Like they were going above and beyond from what I personally have heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to speak to the cadre right quick, I trained with each and every one of them, and had nothing but a positive experience with each one of them. So I really wanted to bring together a high group of trained professionals, if you will. That kind of really offered a unique experience that hadn't really been seen in the Southeast. So from the South, we had Matt Adams with Eagle Tactics. He ran his red dot pistol class. And probably in my mind, the biggest and newest upcomers in the tactical training community, Billy and Nick from Ozark School of Gunfighting. They ran their cognitive pistol class. I actually took those guys out there at ORD when they were working with CAGWorks. They ran their cognitive rifle class. But those guys were just they were so talented in the way that they were teaching, but they were also very approachable and laid back. I actually enjoyed taking their class so much at ORD. I had them on day one. I was supposed to take a night vision class day two, but actually came back to train with those boys again on day two. So really good relationship with those guys. I know Nick has really just kind of started his school, but I really see that dude blowing up in the next year. He's super talented, and they just do a great job with their students. Running the Dynamic CQB, we had Chris with Tactical Human Performance, and then Troy with Defender Series Training Group. Those guys just do a great job. I know Chris works in Miami SWAT a lot. I know those guys work with different SWAT teams. Everyone that I talked to super enjoyed the CQB class. Another big piece of feedback that I got were just that the facilities there were absolutely phenomenal. We've got media coming out, but I would say the covered area that they had to shoot was probably 5,000 square feet with probably 20 different rooms in it.
Oh, wow.
Some of the instructors said that they could work that essentially that area for a whole week and really not have the same run each time. So really, really impressed with that. Running our long distance class or precision rifle class was Don with Green Line Tactical. That was actually one of the classes that I took. Essentially, he just went through various drills, shooting out. I think some people got out to about 800 yards. Mm-hmm. But it was a good variety of class. I felt like in my progression, obviously I think most people kind of start getting good with the rifle as it's the easiest to learn, and then kind of built my skills with the pistol and then kind of circled back to the long distance stuff. Got to take his class. Don does a lot of the night fighter classes and kind of the godfather of night fighter training. But I appreciated him stepping up, running this precision rifle class. Had a lot to show. Felt like I shot really well. So we were there with one of the 2A boys and we were training. And so I saw Mark the next day, who First Line Defense, or First Defense USA, running his pistol class, and he had one of the younger boys. And I just wanted to talk to him first. And I was like, hey, we had the 2A boys next to us in the precision rifle class with Don. I was like, just to let you know, I was like, me and Chip, my buddy, outshot everybody else in the class. And I don't remember the young man's name, but he was the youngest one there. And I was like,
Grant. That's Grant. Yeah, it's Grant.
Easily.
Yeah.
Watching that young man shoot was one of the most impressive things I've ever watched. He was, it was just so impressive, so impressive.
Yeah.
And that wasn't. I told their dad that wasn't the most impressive part about those boys. They were excellent shooters, like all those good things that you want on the range. But what really impressed me was the kind of men that he was raising. both of them made a point to come up and talk to me and look me in the eye and shake my hand.
They sure do. They
Like-
sure do.
Yeah, shake
Dude,
hands.
like, I was just like yes, bro.
Yeah,
Like
they're
that.
doing.
Like,
Yeah, yep.
like it's one thing to be an awesome shooter, but man, like something like that's what's impressive. I was so impressed with those boys. I was so impressed with those boys.
Yeah.
And I think everybody else was too, especially after.
Oh, they're super
Most
impressive.
people
I
who
mean,
meet them. Yeah.
when we met them too, it was like I was with Mike. I think Mike was filming. I was with James and Grant, and they were clearing their ARs and they were handling. I'm like, I'm like, okay, let's go on line, boys. Let's shoot.
Yeah,
So, like,
let's go.
it was just impressive to watch them handle those guns like men.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And
shout out
let's
to them.
see.
Yeah, shout out to Keith.
Yeah. Let's see. In our fifth class, we had Mark Ackenbach all the way out from California, First Defense USA. He was running just a two-gun class, pistol and rifle. He was definitely one of our more popular instructors. Everyone really seemed to like his class and super appreciative of him making the trip all the way out here from California.
Absolutely.
Overall, from the event, it was kind of a whirlwind, like kind of all happening at once and getting pulled in different directions. But the feedback that I got was so overwhelmingly positive. It was so I think there was one small complaint about us having donuts and not bagels, but that was literally like the only complaint
You
that
don't
we
get
got.
kidnapped.
But the feedback was just super positive. We've already got the date set for next year. I think it's
Hell yeah.
April 27th and 28th, the last weekend in April. So we've already got that set up. Sponsors are already coming back on board. Black Sheep Ammunition is back as the title sponsor. I know I have to look at the others, but we like literally like 2 days later, it went so well that sponsors are already back on board. I'll get a full
Awesome.
list of all that out. But again, just an overwhelmingly positive response from the community, which is really what we wanted.
Yeah, that's what you got to have. And I mean, that's the big thing with putting these events on. I mean, the communities want them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to put on one that's, you get what you pay for in a convenient location, and then also you can count on them to come back and be back, every year.
Yeah.
Like, they're people are looking for that, and they found it with you, and that's awesome. That's super.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate
But,
it wasn't just me.
Team effort.
I
Team
can't
effort.
emphasize that enough. Like it was truly a community event.
sure.
Whether it's Landon or Joseph, or all these instructors who put their faith in us to put on an event with essentially no backing and just an idea. So I mean, it was huge of that, and I mean the attendees too, man. Like they didn't know what they were walking into either. So it wasn't just me. Like I certainly hear what you're saying, and I very much appreciate it. But this is certainly one of those instances where the credit really belongs to the community.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
And what I mean by that is when I say you, I mean Landon, I mean Joseph, I mean all those guys.
Sure.
Because honestly, it seems like I'm a big proponent of if you want to do something or you want to put an event on or you want to, I don't know, even down to this podcast, you want to start a podcast, you want to do whatever, make something that you would listen to. Make something that you would want to attend.
Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because if you're making what you think people like, you're going to, I don't want to say you're going to fail, but you're not going to do as well. So by putting together something that you would be like, dude, I would love to be there.
Yeah.
It kind of fell, how it was supposed to.
Yeah,
And
certainly little things that we could have done better. We moved it forward a little bit. I think it hurt us a little bit having it on Mother's Day weekend. That's why we ended up doing it Friday and Saturday. I think that was a little bit of a factor, so moving it back into April. The gnats were a little bit of an issue there. Some things that we couldn't control, like the rain and the gnats. But so moving it a little sooner, I think would definitely help boost numbers. It's our plan to actually open up registration back here in a month for next year, just because we expect the response to be much better. And then also the cabin's already sold out this time, so we're trying to open those up as early as possible because I completely anticipate those selling out early.
Oh yeah, I got two questions, Jason. So
Yes.
and when we first had you on and we talked about who you were, your target audience, it was really broad. You wanted everybody from beginners to experts, from dirty civilians to high-speed guys. Did you see that come through with the attendees?
Yeah,
Show up?
absolutely. I mean, literally, we had young adults there who were probably more proficient than most people. We had beginners there, and then we also had a lot of professionals who also make their living with a gun, whether that be doing training themselves, whether that being police officer or military. So we had a wide variety.
Awesome.
And a lot of the feedback that I got from people who probably were in the early stages of their development, they were surprised at how welcoming the community was.
Awesome.
There wasn't any pressure. There wasn't, getting yelled at or anything like that. It was all just about being positive and making those individuals better shooters and more proficient with their guns, which I think is huge.
Yeah.
Shooting a gun is, innately high stress, especially with, its purpose, and you've got a mini explosion going off of your hand. So I think anytime.
Every night.
Yeah.
Every night.
God damn it, Adam. We're on a roll. Adam had to fuck it up with a masturbation joke.
It was so good he had to say it twice. Every night.
It's all fun and games until Adam makes a penis joke.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, man.
I ruined your thunder. Sorry.
No, you're good. But I mean, so like to that, I mean, just like that joke right there, it was very much I guess a locker room type environment with the jokes and the cutting up, but it was also a very welcoming environment. I think what I found in those situations, really anyone cares about is that, one, that you're being safe, and two, that you're trying to improve yourself. If you're doing those things, the gun community as a whole is going to welcome you arms wide open. And I saw a lot of that both from the other attendees there, and then additionally from the instructors, man. The instructors overall, and I think it was just part of the vibe there, the instructors overall are great people, but they know how to teach well and know how to teach to people. There's not a lot of frustration or yelling or anything like that, just a great teaching style to get their message across to their students.
Awesome. And then question number 2, did you have any AK weirdos?
Other than me, no. Other than me. No, I don't think I saw any AKs over the weekend, now that I think about it. It was
interesting.
Price
We'll
of
have to
ammo's
change
too
that
much,
next
man.
year.
You better
Yeah, I
have-
was about to say, it's more
you better
expensive
have
to
it
shoot
for
AKs.
5.56, man. You
fix
can't
that.
afford to run training like that.
No.
7.62.
Hell no. But Jason, I think let's flip the script a little bit, and we'll come back to Southeast because I have some questions. But bro, let's talk about you now. We talked about your team and what you guys did, but bro, you are everywhere on Instagram and Facebook. By the way, Facebook, if you're old, you have Facebook. You are everywhere on Facebook too. But dude, you are.
Jerry makes his hay.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll say this, man. You are the gun bunny, not just the male gun, but you're the gun bunny right now, bro. You are the gun bunny.
I appreciate that. I think, like I said, I appreciate that. I think, yeah.
Yeah, but you own it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's the best part.
Yeah.
That's the best part, is the fact that you're comfortable enough in your own skin to say, I don't care how cool or how ridiculous this may look. I'm going to own it, because if you own it, it's going to look right. And you do it. And it's like, whether it be the camouflage jumpsuit where I see you in the IWI, it looks like pajamas. I don't even know what those things are. But I'm like,
It's a leopard print tracksuit, bro. Come on.
I love it.
I don't know what this
Everybody
is.
had one of those.
Camouflage.
Yeah. I'm like, whether it's
Camouflage
that
of a leopard.
yeah, or I mean, it's just, there's always something, and it's just like, man, it's so creative, and it definitely it's memorable, because you either see it and you're shaking your head like, man, Jason, or you're laughing, or you're like, man, that's so true. But it's like, it's memorable, so it's definitely working. It's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. It's certainly been a journey. You may speak a little bit to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speak on it. Yeah.
So I think it certainly happened organically. I was training, all that I could, whether that was things like vehicle tactics with Achilles, night building assault at Night Op Summit, night aerial target engagement with Green Line Tactical. So I was always doing classes, and one thing that I think those companies really get well, especially Achilles, is their marketing and their digital marketing. They've always got a photographer out there, always taking cool shots, always putting their classes in the best light. So I was doing all those events with professional photographers around, and admittedly so, I'm a little bit extra.
My man.
Yeah,
love it.
So to brag a little bit, I was voted best dressed in high school, so we gotta keep that trend going. But I mean, like, I'd have stuff like I had a Safari Land holster that was wrapped in a red Louis Vuitton print or something like that. Just things that always kind of photographed well. And it's not that I certainly don't do it for attention or anything like that, because I really don't like to be the center of attention. I'm more kind of off to the side doing my own thing. But again, it was just kind of like how I expressed myself. I like to be a little bit extra, a little bit wild, a little bit out there. So that was just kind of it. So in my mind, it kind of all blew up. I was at a competition with the Proving Grounds in Clinton, South Carolina, at the Clinton Plantation. It was just a 2-gun competition. And this was right after Dirty Kid dropped their ATF is Gay shirt. So this would have been like this time last year.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Chip Morrison, just a small timeout. I cannot say enough good things about that dude and the impact he's made on really this story right here. Like it would not have happened without Chip. Both from our relationship, just our friendship, and then additionally, like dude is just an artist, and some of the photos he was able to take were just absolutely amazing. So Chip took a photo with me at this competition, and it was just from the back. And I had on the ATF is Gay shirt, but I don't think really anyone at that point other than Dirty Kid had really put out any content with that. So I guess it kind of went like micro viral, got a lot of shares, a lot of comments, things like that. Some of the right people, I guess, saw it. Devin with Combat Iron. So shortly after that, we were still kind of putting out content. And then he asked me to do a photo shoot. And we actually went back up to Clinton. And it, yeah, I mean, obviously, I tell the story now, I'm like, yeah, of course, it's the way it worked out. But he was dropping the Hoochie Daddy line. So,
of course.
Yeah, of course.
I love it. I love it.
You think about it now, I'm like, yeah, of course that's the way it happened. So he was dropping the Hoochie Daddy line. And I did a photo shoot, in front of this old abandoned bus. I had on, short Daisy Dukes.
I'm having.
And then combat boots.
I love it.
And then the Hoochie Daddy shirt, and I had an MP5, and then I had nods on. So it was in sunglasses. So it was. Oh, we had pink smoke in the background as well, and so it was just all a complete vibe. And that
I'm having Talladega Nights flashbacks. I did a spread in Playgirl magazine. We by the name Mike Honcho.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
God.
That was it 100%, man. So it was. I think, kind of speaking, Mike, to some of the things that you said earlier. I think my vibe overall, I am absolutely ridiculous. 100%.
I love it.
I own it 100%. But you know what? I think that's where my sweet spot is. I don't like being like everyone else. And again, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, it's not an intention thing. It's just, I don't know, man. I like being myself. I like being unto myself and doing my own things. Marching to the beat of my own drum. So that's
you're one of my favorite people to talk with, and the reason you are is because I do this a lot of times, and I'm my favorite person. You'll tell a story, and you'll start laughing before you even get it out because you think the shit's funny and you don't even give a damn what anybody else thinks. You just want to tell it so you can keep laughing.
Yeah.
And I do that shit and I'm like, yeah, and no one else is laughing. I'm like, it's a good story though.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
No,
But
I
I
love it.
love that, like, you'll sit something and you'll be like, yeah, well, actually, and then you just lose it. And you're like, this isn't what we meant. But I love that. I love that about you. And that's what I think everybody needs, though, honestly. And it's a positive characteristic, because we all have to have the ability to, first off, have humor, but also be able to laugh and do some outlandish stuff and get out of our comfort zone, because it's going to make us better people.
Oh,
Sure.
without a doubt.
I mean, I'll tell you, I am the first person that'll poke fun at me. I'm a huge fan of kind of self-deprecating humor. I think it makes light, but also, again, talking to some of the outfits that I've worn, whether it's been the leopard print tracksuit, or here recently, the cutoff jean shorts and the
Here he goes.
Like, I think about it, and I'm like, that's so damn ridiculous. But yeah, like I own it, man, and it's fun. Like it's fun to have a laugh. But I mean, like I said, so it's got this vibe of like absolute ridiculously, because I'm there, and like I acknowledge it, like I'm there in jean shorts and a halter top, but also like I've got this Marlin 1895 SBL over my shoulder, and then so like there's that cool vibe to it as well.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of
ass cheeks.
Do what now?
Said neck tats and ass cheeks.
Well, I'll say this too. Like, it's nice.
Yes,
It's nice to see a gun buddy. It's nice to see a gun buddy that can actually shoulder a weapon correctly.
You're inspiring.
Shots
I
fired.
appreciate that.
Yeah, but also, dude, I challenge you, because I'm an amateur gun bunny, kind of, but you're the pro, and you're my spirit animal, bro. We got to get together, man. We got to do a photo shoot together.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah,
anytime, man.
And then Michael just roast us the entire time.
I'll be in there too, and I'll
Look,
be the guy
as long
that's
as I
not
can
looking
watch.
as athletic, but I'm still gonna own that shit, and I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll wear the donut shirt, because like I like donuts.
Oh, Matt,
Like,
you're
nobody
joining
else
too.
can
No,
have
no,
I'll
Matt,
be
you're
I'll
joining.
be the baby oil guy
that. Fuck yes.
with the spray bottle.
Wait, Matt's the fluffer. It's all I just heard.
No. All right, maybe a little bit. No, you guys are inspiring. Between you and Adam, like, I've been in the gym, y'all. I'm coming for it. We're getting that thick daddy gun bunny body.
It's an old guy.
Like I love the gym for a multitude of reasons. As a little bit of a sidetrack, obviously, you look better, but also, man, I had a health scare about 10 years ago. I spoke to Adam a little bit about that. And it really forced me to make some lifestyle changes, because I wanted to be there for my kids.
Yeah.
So it really changed what I was putting into my body, how often I was getting into the gym, and things like that. And I certainly wouldn't be here talking to you guys if I had made some fitness changes in my life.
I love it, dude. And plus, we're old guys, man. We're old guys, so doing this when we're older, like, hell yeah, it just shows anyone you can do it.
Yeah. And to sound a little arrogant, I think being fit at my age is absolutely a flex.
How old are you?
I'll be 45 this year. Like, I'm old as fuck.
Bro, I turned 40. I've turned 40 tomorrow. When the time this is aired, I'll already be 40. But so I get it, man.
Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, appreciate
it.
it.
All goes downhill, man.
But I do you just gotta keep it going, bro. Like,
I started lifting on my 35th birthday.
That's awesome, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's a journey, dude. It's not anything that's going to be done in a day or even a week or even a month, man. It's just a journey. I know, like a couple months ago, I did like a 4-year before and after, and I was like, I looked at myself and I was like, holy shit, like I couldn't even recognize it. And like you don't get that feedback when you see yourself in the mirror every single day. But I think once you look at it and you're able to see the consistency over the years, I think you're going to be incredibly happy with yourself.
I just had my first stranger ask me, not stranger, but person I work with that I don't see very often. It's like, damn, Matt, you been in the gym? It's like, yeah, I have.
There you go.
I mean, dude, to that, man,
feels good. That feels good.
Yeah, I think people treat you completely differently as well.
Mike, you're next. Mike's next. Mike's next. We're getting Mike in the gym now.
He's like, no.
Mike, we're coming for you, Mike. We're coming for you.
I can't hear you.
Mike, we can't hear you.
You push your mute button?
I don't think so.
Now we
Yeah,
can hear you.
yeah,
Yeah, you definitely did.
That's
Yeah,
why he
Mike.
was being so quiet.
I know. I was like, why is he being so quiet? Mike's never quiet.
Mike's next.
No, we can't hear you again.
Damn it, he says.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
I don't know what I did, but I did something.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, did you just turn 45 or are you turning 45?
Turning 45 in November. So.
Damn.
You guys are, Mike, how old are you?
Dude, I'm turning 45 in August.
Got the old guys here. Hell yeah.
Jim, bro, it helps, man. It helps.
Oh, I'm good.
I'm married.
I'm good.
I'm married. I'm good. I'm good. But hey, I want to flip it back and talk about the future. I know you already have tickets. You said book, or you're about to start booking times and tickets. So what's the evolution now? So like obviously like you guys probably had an after action review. You talked about what went right, what went wrong. How do you grow it? Is next year's Southeast Range going to be bigger, better? Like what's the progression going to be like?
So like I said, we've already got the date set. I don't have a calendar in front of me. It's going to be the last weekend in April. I believe that's like the 26th or the 27th. So it's a Saturday and Sunday. We're looking to add another instructor for next year.
Dude, you're right.
And then move around one of the instructors. I'd like to have Don, instead of doing precision rifle, I mean, he is the godfather of night fighting. So I'd like to have him do 2 night vision classes.
Yes.
And then bring in an additional instructor. As far as growth, certainly want to see growth both among sponsors and attendees. Like I said, we've already kind of re-signed a lot of sponsors, if you will, and then Radian is coming on next year.
Oh, wow.
I believe they're doing an entire rifle build for a raffle or a giveaway or something like that. So I know they're already on board, which again kind of speaks to the super positive response that we had from the event itself when we're immediately after the event and a year away, and we've already got sponsors wanting to come back and new ones come on board. So,
dude, that's awesome.
I think overall we're really headed in a great spot. Certainly would like to increase the attendance for a multitude of reasons. One, I don't want the nervousness of like, are we going to break it? Or are we going to break even? So I certainly don't want that. And then in addition, man, I just want to see as many people out there training as possible. For myself, like I just had kind of this surreal moment on, I think it was Friday. It was the first day of the event. I trained a little bit with Don, and then Chip and I were going to walk around and get some media of all the other classes. So we walked over to the shoot house, and they were doing the CQB there. And we were up on the catwalk, and I was just like watching all these civilians, go through the CQB class. And I had this moment, and I was just like, holy shit. Like I was a part of the reason why they're here doing this. It was just an overwhelmingly positive sensation. And it was just, it was like super cool to know that, I was a part of the group that put all this on. And was able to provide that opportunity both to the instructors and to the students. And that was, that's something that I always cherish for the rest of my life. It was just a super cool moment. So I would certainly like to share that experience with more people. I'm a huge advocate of gun ownership and training with your gun. So I think the more people that we can get out there training and running their gun well, I think it's just better for all of us.
Amen.
Yeah, man. Are you planning on going? Are there any shows, any events, anything that you're planning on going to throughout the rest of this year, or you just haven't started taking a look? Or what's your thoughts as far as the reason I say that is because you said you're real big into gun ownership. If you're not aware yet, in Knoxville, GOA is having their first annual creators event, and there's 1,200 creators, and it's a 2-day. I think it's the 17th and 18th of August. Yep. I'll send you info on it, but there's a lot of people that are going to that. It's right down the street from me. Like I said, I'm in Nashville, so I'm just going to drive up. Yeah. And Adam's talking about flying into Nashville and riding with me. Matt's going to check schedules, see what can happen, see if he can't make it work. But dude, if you get a wild hair and want to go, let's go.
Dude, I want to go.
I want to go.
No, I'm only 4 hours away from Nashville, so man, I would really love to do something like that. As far as the rest of my schedule, to be honest, man, I haven't looked past tomorrow. I know I'm already signed up for ORD, so definitely going up for that. I know Rick sent out the messages for that. But truthfully, getting Southeast Range Day going has consumed essentially all of my free time and kind of gun training and everything else. So certainly looking to train more. I try to train as frequently as I can. I know from like September to October last year, I had something every weekend for 8 weeks straight.
Nice.
Yeah, like I really do love to train and shoot. Kind of speaking back to the photos and whatnot, that's also a reason why I think they had such success. Was that I didn't, although you call me a gun bunny and I giggle a little bit, I certainly don't think that I handle a gun like a gun bunny, and I think that comes across a lot in the photos. So again, like there is the ridiculousness there of the tracksuit or the whatnot. But then I'm also sitting there with the Gen 2 Ace, suppressed and everything else. So there's also that as well.
Yeah. So gun bunnies could learn. What I just heard was all the other gun bunnies. I'm not shitting on them. It sounds like I am, but they could just learn. Not all, but some could learn to handle guns better than others, and they could learn from you.
They can learn to shoot.
I was gonna say I'll go a step further, and I won't even say a bunny. I'll just say anybody on Instagram who wants to post pictures.
Yeah,
exactly.
Handling weapons.
Just train.
Handling weapons. First off, get the basic knowledge. Learn how to hold the firearm correctly. Learn how to shoulder it. Learn how to look down the sights. And amazingly enough, what was that? I mean, heck, we just had the Navy drop a picture with the scope backwards.
Oh God!
So
dude,
I mean,
that was so embarrassing. And they kept it up for like a day.
Yeah, so it's like mistakes happen, and we're all human. And we're going to poke fun, but at the end of the day, like, you're handling a dangerous weapon. You need to know how to handle it. And then, while you got it, learn to shoot it too. It's actually a really fun thing.
Yeah. I actually appreciated the Navy doing that. I made a great meme, and it did really well. So
everyone did. If you got the comments, I just looked at Grand Thumb made a comment, and I got right under him. He liked my comment, and they kept going. I'm like, hell yeah! It was great. They were roasted in that fucking. That reel, it was great. It was great. And
they heard every bit of it, though.
And that was the commander of the ship that was shooting that gun.
No.
That was the commander.
How about this? He's a Citadel grad too. So
that's
I'm just
fucking.
Oh no!
I don't know when he graduated, but I found out later that he was a Citadel grad.
Man. But you had to have known. Like, I'm just thinking, like, you're looking through. It's like, why does my eye look so big? Like, I mean,
that dude had to piss somebody off. Like that dude had to piss somebody off because
they set him up.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so I work in digital marketing, so things like that go through a variety of hands. So that would have had to have been seen, one from the armor who hands him the rifle, but two, like the social media person, like that would have had to have been seen by at least 5 or 6 different hands. That dude pissed somebody off.
I don't know. I follow a couple of branches of the military's social media, and it's highly unimpressive.
It still had to touch people. It had that was bad. It was really bad. Whatever admiral, that dude had to answer some admiral that just tore him apart on that one. I guarantee it. He had a bad day.
Oh man,
he had a bad day.
Oh man, yes.
Oh, that was too funny.
Yeah, that's got to be terrible. But yeah, man, if you do get a wild hair and you say, hey, let's do that, get with Adam, get at me.
Dude, let's do that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll meet up because, we're going to go up there and hang out. We don't know what to expect. We got a couple other people that want to come up. And, there's going to be some big guys there, but, we don't care. It's like, hey, we're just there to, it's good to be part of GOA, and it's good to, stand up to defend your Second Amendment right and gun ownership and be an advocate. But also, meet some cool people, and who knows, man, there's also a lot of industry people there. You might find there might be a thong company that you haven't heard of that you could wear, and you never know. It'd be something.
Somebody just making the best 3-inch shorts out there.
Don't worry, Jason, I get this all day long, so it's nice to have someone else that can share the wealth of Mike's jokes, so I get it all day long. I love it.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, well, now, but I'm almost down.
I'm over here, bro. I obviously I need it. I appreciate it, man.
No, I love it because I'm almost down now. I could put a post up. I'd love to put a post of kind of how they do after the Grammys.
Who wore it better?
And we need to do Jason and Adam. And let's find some outfits that we can wear together. Who wore it better?
I just love it's two dudes over the age of 40 doing it. Like,
man.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's what you post after the fact. Like, hey, y'all realize both these dudes are old as fuck.
He's always like making some sort of reference about your mom following his social media. Like, it's, I laugh. You make my wife laugh. Even it's super hilarious. She's like, I don't even like any of his stuff, but you look at so much of it that I sit next to you. That he's starting to show up in my timeline.
Matt, she's lying. She's lying. She fucking loves
I'm sure she is. I don't mind.
He's not going to tell you.
Look, if my wife leaves me for Jason McCrary, just a handshake, man.
little fist bump.
Yeah. All right.
So it's funny. It's funny that you bring up moms because obviously my mom gets to see. Everything
I saw your mom's comment the other day.
Happy birthday.
Jesus Christ, Jason!
Oh my gosh, dude! at least once a week, I'll get a phone call or a text. What the fuck was that?
Listen, Mom.
Yeah.
Sex sells.
She has a little vent session, but then she circles back and usually has a good laugh. So. She certainly understands that me being ridiculous is where I need to be.
Yes.
Awesome.
Perfect.
I can't believe you're doing that. Well, though, your legs looked really good in that picture. Well, thanks, Mom.
All her friends love it. I guarantee it.
So, yeah, that's going to be the thing.
I can't imagine the unsolicited messages.
I want you to swing by the bingo hall this Wednesday if you got time.
Some of them are bad, bro. Some of them are bad. Some of them are bad.
I'm so proud of you.
Awesome. That's
awesome.
awesome.
Actually, I'll tell you about one of the unsolicited messages.
Sure.
So I used to teach high school literature and coach wrestling.
Oh no.
So I had one of my students message me, and he's like, I don't know if you remember me, but I used to be in your literature class. And I'm doing the laughing thing again. And he was like, I just wanted to know if you had an OnlyFans. Then I'm like, no, Terrence, it's great to hear from you again, but your old teacher does not have an OnlyFans. Thanks, buddy. So
But if you did, he was.
But I'll take the $3.99 a month if you want to send it to me.
We could probably work something out in the DMs.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I imagine you have two huge demographics that love you. And that's kind of
yes. Yes. Yep.
I love it, dude.
That's a good way to put it. Yep.
Yeah. Jason, man, we appreciate you, dude. Before we get out of here today, plug yourself. Well, no. Yeah. Pause.
Now we need an OnlyFans.
Yeah, now we need OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Dude, tell us where they can find you. Tell us about Southeast Range next year. And just, dude, holler at everyone. Tell them.
All right, so obviously you can find me on Instagram, Jason_McCrary, McCrary. Look for the blue check mark. You might have to search a little bit. I'm a little bit shadow banned. Just put on an event here recently, Southeast Range Day, southeastrangeday.com. You can also find us on Instagram at Southeast Range Day. If you weren't there this year or got any questions or whatnot, hit us up. We'd love to have you out next year. To you boys, I appreciate you so much for having me on again, man. I always have a blast talking with y'all. It's always a vibe. I always laugh, always smile. So again, man, I appreciate you boys having me back on.
Dude, yeah, it'll be the second of many. Like this is just.
Oh, dude, yeah, we definitely got to do it again.
Wait till we're live together.
Together.
I'll try to fucking show up on time next time.
Yeah, depending on how you get there. If you're riding with us, you got to get there on time.
Yeah. Hey, man, dude, listen, boys, I'm 100% in for that. That's me. Like head first into the deep end. Let's do it.
He can fly in. We can both stay in your pool house together.
He would probably have to drive to the Nashville airport to fly into Nashville. No,
that's
he's probably close to Atlanta.
That's true. Yeah.
No, I'll drive up there. It's it's only like 4 hours.
Oh,
yeah. So, hell yeah, dude. Well, that's awesome. Well, Adam, do you have anything else to add to this one?
Nah, man, Jason. We once again we appreciate you, bro. We're gonna always support you. You support us, and
hell yeah,
dude. That's how it should be. That's how this community needs to be.
Awesome, man. Guys, thanks again for having me. Truly appreciate it.
All right, bro. Later.
All right, guys. Once again, we want to thank the male gun bunny of the year, Jason McCrary, for joining us. we wanted to hear about how Southeast Range Day went down. We wanted to hear about his growth as far as from a media perspective, hearing about, how he started out at in South Carolina at the range, and it kind of has spiraled and turned into a whirlwind. Now this dude is everywhere on everybody's feed. So it's really cool to see, and love seeing the growth, and always root for that. We think he's doing stuff the right way. So, guys, definitely go check Jason out. If you're not following him, he's easy to find, but just go check him out. He's definitely worth checking in on. But on behalf of myself, Adam, Matt, thanks for watching Whiskey and Windage, and we will catch you guys next week. Stay dangerous, carry a weapon.